This is the brand new 2025 LG CineBeam S. It's a 4K ultra short throw RGB laser projector from LG, and I think this could be a game changer. This is just so flexible. It can deliver the most incredible images just straight onto a wall or a 100-inch screen, and all from just a few centimeters away from the wall. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. Okay my friends, so let's very quickly get this thing out of the box and then all set up. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about is the remote control. Now, it's a new design this year and I've got a few things to say about this, and I'll go into that just a little bit later. This is the star of the show, and boy does this thing look good. So this is literally just a metal cube which sits just in front of the wall and projects the image upwards. You can use a screen, but you can also just use it straight against the wall. There's a couple of USB Type-C ports and one HDMI input. And that's it, and considering one of those USB ports is for the power, you've only got the 2 ports free. However, in my opinion, none of that matters, because when this thing is on, it almost disappears into the wall. And you soon forget about what it hasn't got. In fact, you soon forget that it's there at all, and all you really notice is the super bright image that it's projecting. Now on paper it doesn't sound that bright, 500 ANSI lumens, but what this projector is doing, which you must remember, is it's so close to the wall that is giving the optimum brightness, whereas a long throw projector at 500 ANSI lumens loses an awful lot of that light over the projection distance. Now obviously the further out that you have this projector, the less light it will be, but because you're still so close to the wall or the screen, you don't notice that light drop off anywhere near as much as what you would do with a long throw projector. And so it means that even in this full daylight lit room, you're getting a good image. Brilliant. And now in this demo here, where we start off light and then I'm lowering the blind, you'll see how good it is in a darker room. And obviously, as we'd suggest, we always recommend the darker the room, the better the result. But with this projector, it isn't quite as important. But there are some dark room scenes where, well, just look at this, it looks unbelievable. And to give you an indication of size, this is around 65 inches. So from just over 8 centimeters, you'll get a 40-inch image, and up to around 40 centimeters away from the wall, you'll get a 100-inch image. But does 100 inches, well, is that too big for this tiny projector? Well, no, it's not. Here it is on my ALR 100-inch screen, and it looks incredible. Now if you can, I would definitely recommend going for 4K, because when you are up at this type of size and above 100 inches, then side-by-side comparison against a full HD projector, on the right is the Samsung Freestyle, which is just full HD, you're going to see a lot less detail, and it's at this type of size range where you'll really start noticing the difference. And if I just freeze frame it, well then the differences are obvious. So if you can, I would definitely recommend going for a 4K projector rather than a 1080p. I mentioned earlier that the CineBeam S sitting so close to the screen or wall means that you're going to lose a lot less brightness, and here is a clear demonstration. 2 similar projectors in terms of their brightness, but one of them is a long throw on the left and the 4K of the CineBeam S is on the right. And as you can see, there's a lot of brightness being lost from the one on the left. Now there was one feature that really surprised me, and I hope it's coming across in this video, and that's the colours of this projector. The LG CineBeam S supports 154% of the DCI P3 colour gamut. So this means it's giving you more deeper and richer tones, and if you're watching animated content, sports events or big CGI heavy blockbusters, those are going to be the scenes which really pop out with this projector, because the colours, believe me, are fantastic. Now I always like to show you the worst case scenario for a projector, so this is it on my 100-inch ALR screen. It's in the middle of the day and the blind is wide open, and I've also got lights on behind me. So you can see it is perfectly bright in this room, but incredibly, because it's so close, it's delivering a bright image. And that is all about the closeness to the screen, because 500 ANSI lumens shouldn't really be this bright. But because it's so close to the screen, it's giving you that beneficial result. Now, if you want to check out what a black level detail will look like in a lighter room, well then you are going to obviously lose some of the detail and the blacks will be a little bit more on the grey side. However, you are still getting deep blacks and sharp contrast through the 450,000 to 1 contrast ratio, and this black level is surprisingly good in a very dark room. The operating system on the projector is webOS, and any of you with an LG TV will recognize it and its menus straight away. It's very, very easy to set up. The only thing I would say is that it's a little bit laggy. It's not horrendous by any stretch of the imagination, but I would just like it being maybe 10% faster. There's a whole host of picture modes right out of the box, and you've even got wall color adjustment. For those gamers out there, you've also got the gaming hub, which again is going to be a big benefit to a lot of people. And for everybody else, all of the major streaming platforms are there: Netflix, Prime Video, Disney, Apple TV, and they're all available via the webOS home screen. Now, projector placement is going to be very simple with this projector because it's got auto keystone built in and it works on the fly, so there's no delay with the picture changing. And you've also obviously got manual keystone as well. With manual keystone, you've got the option to have 3 different points of adjustment: 4 points, 9 points, and 15 points, which is really comprehensive for a projector of this size. You also have digital screen scaling and also digital screen shift. So no matter what size screen that you've hopefully got full control over exactly where it will be. There's also electronic focus adjustment as well, which again worked very well, but there's also the manual option too. And another thing that I like is that you have wall color adjustment. So because this is so good at projecting just against a wall, it does adjust the colors slightly depending on the color of the wall. The CineBeam S only has 2 4-watt speakers, so having the option to use a wireless speaker via Bluetooth is definitely a function that I think a lot of people want to use. This is an idea of what it sounds like. So I mentioned at the beginning about the remote control. Now, it's not backlit, which isn't the end of the world, it's a shame, but the one thing that really annoyed me was the position of the back button. Here it is up above the actual dial, and I just kept on pressing the Netflix button by mistake because, well, that's where the back button should be. Okay, so that's my little gripe about the remote control, but there is something else on the projector that I didn't mention earlier. Now, very cleverly, the power button actually almost doubles up as a joystick type device. So you press it once and it will bring up this display. Press it again and then it will rotate over the different options: inputs, volume up or volume down. And then when you're on a selection, if you press and hold, well then that will give you the option to then control that. So a really simple and clever solution to avoid having loads of extra buttons. And if you wish, you can AirPlay or screen share to the projector directly from your phone or your tablet. So it doesn't really matter whether you're using this as a monitor for your computer or as a big screen home theatre projector. You've got that option, and that's why I said right at the very beginning of this video that I think people are going to love the flexibility. Here it is at 85 inches on a plain wall and now at 42 inches. It is just so versatile, and the fact that you can plug anything into it, you've got an HDMI port, you can watch your normal TV and also big screen movies, well, that's going to be something which is going to appeal to a lot of people. So my friends, I can definitely recommend the LG CineBeam S. It's a game changer in my opinion in terms of ultra short throw mini projectors.